Hello guys and welcome to Big Brother US, and today we are going to be doing a recap and a catch up of what happened on the first episode of Big Brother US season 26. This is actually really exciting for me. This is the first time I'm actually going to be watching one of these shows live with you all, so make sure to not spoil anything because I'm having to watch it the morning after or sometimes the day after, purely because we don't have access to it in the UK. Yeah, it's not ideal, but I still want to be there. I still want to be involved in it all. So if you guys are enjoying the video and you guys like Big Brother, then make sure to like, comment and subscribe, doing all them YouTube things that you guys do so well. But without much further ado, let's get into meeting the first 8 housemates that we're going to be spending the summer with. So our first contestant is going to be Rubina. Rubina is actually really fun. I like her. I think she's got great vibes. She's got a great energy about her, and to be honest, I feel like she's going to be a really funny person to watch throughout the summer. I have no idea how she's going to fare. We haven't really seen much gameplay from her yet, but I gotta say, I feel like there is definitely some potential in her to get far in this game. She is a bartender. She is also from the Philippines, or she has Filipino heritage. Filipina heritage? I'm not quite sure how that works. But I find it interesting that she also said she doesn't like being told what to do, which I feel like is going to come in very handy when things happen in the house, such as alliances get formed and she's on board with something that she doesn't necessarily want to do. She could essentially turn around and derail a whole plan, which I find absolutely fascinating. So that is the first person. Rubina, I think she's great. She's very funny. She did the Big Brother impression, you know, the "on Big Brother," which I found absolutely hilarious. So yeah, on the whole, really good vibes from Rubina. So the second person is Cam. Now, Cam used to be a former professional footballer. He ends up tearing his ACL, and that's what essentially took him out of the game. It seems like we've got a lot of sporty people on the cast this year. Everyone seems to have done some kind of sport in high school, and I wonder, is that like an American thing? Are American kids like forced into doing sports, and like they all have kind of some kind of sport that they're really good at? I don't know. It's not something that we have over here, I guess. I mean, people still do sports, but I don't know. Not many of my friends were like semi-professional, do you know what I mean? But we also have an interesting little tidbit about him, which is that he likes to zen out. I don't know how I feel about him. I think he's sweet and he seems nice. I feel like he's giving me sort of Jared vibes from last series, where he came in and I was like, oh, okay, I feel like he's going to do really well. And then he got a little bit too big for his boots. And then his boots ended up getting chucked out the back door, which was kind of crazy in the last series. So I think Cam, if he's going to want to get far in this game, he seems like a natural leader. I think he needs to not be that, personally, because the leaders are always the first people to go. They're always the first people to go. And so is the quiet ones. So is the ones that sit back. They're the ones you got to watch out for. So up next, we have Mackenzie. Mackenzie is a project manager for like a building site or something like that. She is very outspoken about the fact that she loves being the only woman in a male-dominated industry, which I find very what's the word? Endearing. And I think that will definitely bring her a lot of points within the game, especially because she's used to working with guys. So she essentially can use them to do what she wants. She said the quote, if I need to use a man's gonna get used. And I thought that was a very interesting, very exposing comment by her. I think this is going to be something that we definitely do see. She is open to a showmance, which I find interesting. A lot of people who go into the Big Brother house are, and I think it's sweet. I think it's nice. Showmances, they never tend to get very far because people are always like, the showmance, grrr. So I don't know whether a showmance is probably the best option for you, but either way, it is what it is. There's not really much you can do about it. But Mackenzie seems nice. She seems sweet. So Yeah. Up next we have Joseph. Now Joseph is a video store clerk. I didn't even know that there were video stores anymore in that kind of sense, like the kind of blockbustery video stores. Again, is that more of like an American thing that they're trying to keep alive? Because over here, I couldn't tell you one in the city of London off the top of my head. I can't think of any because I just don't think they exist. It's not like DVD stores, but like not a video store where you can rent and buy and things like that. I don't know. Not really big over here, I guess. But he does seem like a very, very interesting person. He's unpredictable, and that's what I'm going to enjoy about him in this game. I don't know how he's going to play the game. I don't even think he knows how he's going to play the game. But I think he's hoping that people underestimate him so that he can sort of prove to them, actually, bye-bye, back door, you shouldn't have trusted me, that kind of thing. I think he's definitely got good skills. He mentioned he was a poker player. That is definitely going to come in handy. And I think, honestly, he's got good vibes about him. I would like Joseph to go far. So up next we have Angela. Now Angela is a realtor, real estate agent. I don't really know the difference. Apparently there is a difference. After all my years of watching Modern Family, Phil repeats it multiple times what the difference is, and I still don't remember. But she's something to do with buying and selling houses, so we'll leave it there. But the interesting thing about her is that she has this massive family. She's a mother, she's a grandmother, she's a wife, she's this, she's that. She is essentially going to be the mum of the house. And this is a big, big life experience for her. However, that does not mean that she's going to be nicey all the time. She is going to be cutthroat. She's already mentioned that she'll cut a bitch if she needs to. I love that about her. One of my favourite people from the last series was Mama Felicia. Felicia was great. I really, really enjoyed her presence on the series. Same with Sari, actually. And so I'm really hoping that Angela gives me the same vibes, where it's a slightly older woman. She's funny, she's entertaining, but she can make those good gameplay decisions that end up furthering her game and getting her all the way to the end. I mean, Mama Felicia was up on the block, what, 6-7 times last series? And she survived every single one up until 4th place? That's kind of crazy. So next up we have Chemo. Chemo is a Hawaiian. He sells mattresses. He is a musician and an artist. And overall, he just seems like a really, really nice guy. I can't really find anything at fault with him. Can't really find anything at fault with any of these guys, but give it time. But Chemo seems lovely. He's got good vibes about him. He said that he actually lost his brother to cancer. And I found that really heartwarming. Not heartwarming, what's the other word? Heart-wrenching? Is that the word I'm looking for? Maybe. But it did kind of upset me a little bit. I was like, oh, this is something that his brother would have loved, because he said, oh, I used to watch Big Brother with my brother. And I was like, oh, this is so sad. This is so sad. Not what I wanted from a premiere episode, but it is good nonetheless. He seems really, really sweet. He seems really nice. And yeah, I'm kind of excited to learn more about him. So up next we have Chelsea. Chelsea is... she's interesting. She is big on religion. So not really my vibe. But she's also a non-profit organizer, director, which I find really, really admirable and amazing. She's also a basketballer, or she was a basketballer, which I find really, really cool. Again, with the kind of like sports themes. Mackenzie used to be a volleyballer. It's really weird that all of these people have like big sports that they used to be like really good at. Is that something that everyone has and I just don't have because I'm not really into sports? Maybe that's where it is. But like I said, she is religious. She has good vibes about her, but I am worried that she could get a little bit preachy. I'm not into like preachers. They're not my vibe. But I have a feeling that she's going to be good at the game, potentially. I don't know how I'll vibe with her, but we'll see. I need to know more about these people than just sort of like their little introduction videos. And last but not least, we have Tucker. Now, Tucker is a marketing and sales professional, or something along those lines. I don't actually know what he was on about when he was saying that, but he seems chill, he seems cool, he seems nice. He mentioned how his dad came out as gay when he was younger, and that sort of thrust his family into some hard times, but he seems to have come out the other side the better for it, and he said that it made his family come closer together, which is great. So honestly, big vibes all around. He's ready to mingle as well with the girls, which I think is great. All the guys, I don't actually think he clarified, but Tucker, you seem great, you seem lovely. So that is pretty much it for the introductions. Let's move on to actually what happened in the episode. So, first of all, I got to say, the house looks incredible this series. I was a big fan of it in the previous series. I know a lot of people really hated the whole multiverse theme, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I thought it was really imaginative. I thought each room had like a different vibe, a different sort of feeling, and I feel like that's exactly what the show needs. This series, it's gotten even crazier, but I think it works with the idea of AI, which they're introducing, more on that later. I feel like it really fits that theme of like just random creations that don't really look right, but are there. Like there's one room that's literally like floating, and I find that really, really interesting. But anyway, that is the house. I will probably talk more on it throughout the further episodes as we get to see more and more of it, but for now I think it's really, really cool and I really do like it. So the big twist of this episode was that they had to decide whether or not to vote another player into the Big Brother house. I know, big shock. I genuinely didn't know what to expect. I'd heard that they were going to be voting in a 17th housemate, but I also didn't know how that was going to work. I thought that was really, really weird. I thought, are they going to pick between A, B, and C? Or is it going to be a yes-no vote? It was a yes-no vote. And interestingly, we got to meet Ainsley first. She was really sweet. She's a surfer. She's a big, Big Brother fan. And honestly, I think I probably would have voted her in. At this point in the game, I don't think there's any reason to not vote them in. I think that would be a big disadvantage to you, because if you did vote her in, yes, it's another player that you've got to beat at the end, but also you're at the start of the game, so it actually doesn't matter to me, or it doesn't matter in my head that there's an extra player, because yes, it's another person I've got to beat, but if I get her on my side, then that's a number on my side. So, yeah. And also, with 16 people, you can create an 8-8 split very easily. Whereas with an extra person, it becomes a 9-8 split if you were to split it right down the middle. And therefore, you can start picking each other off. But anyway, that's getting further into the game. So, they were asked to vote, and it was a 4-4 vote, which means Ainsley did not get into the house. The people who said no to her were Tucker, Cam, Chemo, and Chelsea, and then obviously Angela, Joseph, Rubina, and Mackenzie voted yes to bring her into the house. And this was where the plot twist happened. I was actually like, rah, what's going on here? So Ainsley's just not coming into the house, and she was like, oh, actually, I will be coming into the house, but that's because I'm an AI. Weep warp. I don't know why I'm doing my robot impression for an AI, because that's not what they sound like at all. But I found it very interesting that they misled us, and that she's actually going to be the AI for the series. Now, how is this AI working? I don't believe it's a natural AI. I think it's the idea of an AI, but it's actually being programmed by the producers. I don't think people need to be up in arms about the fact that it's AI themed. I think it's really cool personally. I think it adds another level to the game, because essentially the producers can do batshit crazy stuff, and they'll just be like, oh, guys, it was just the AI. It was just the AI. It's not our fault. It's the AI. And I think that's actually really cool and really fun. But anyway, they were also told that if they voted yes, they would be competing for an upgrade power. But if they said no, they would be competing to lose. Well, no, they'd be competing, and if they lost, then they would be given a downgrade, which actually is kind of crazy. So, the challenges. On the one side, we had the upgrade challenge. On the downside, we had the downgrade competition. And the upgrade competition was color calibration. That is not the word. Calibration was the word I wanted to go for. But essentially, they had to sit in a spinny chair, memorize a pattern of colors, and then hit as many as they can in the right order. It was hard. I don't think I got more than blue, green, red, yellow, red, blue, I think it was. That was about as far as I got. So technically, I would have won. But, but, it was still a tough challenge for them. Angela only managed to get 1 correct. Joseph, Rubina, and Mackenzie managed to get 4. But Mackenzie won it because she was the fastest. So Mackenzie has won herself a special superpower in this game, which is kind of crazy for day 1. On the downside, Tucker, Chemo, Cam, and Chelsea had to put their heads into little hellholes, which I gotta have a little rant about first of all, because they were all like, ew, I don't like snakes, I don't like bugs, oh my god, I don't like this, oh my god, I can't stand snakes, I can't stand them, I don't like them, I don't like them. But I don't think any of these people could have fared on I'm a Celebrity, because they were in like little tubes with them like around the glass, so they were completely separated, but they acted like they were still in there with them, and I was like, no, I think I could have done it if there was glass between me and them. 100% I could have done it, but if I was actually sticking my head in and there were just spiders scurrying around, yeah, absolutely not. These people would never survive on I'm a Celebrity. These people are getting princess treatment, honestly. What is going on? But the timing came down to this. Tucker finished it in 1 minute and 3 seconds. Chemo got 52 seconds. Cam got 45 seconds, sorry. And Chelsea managed to get 1 minute and 16 seconds, which means that Chelsea did lose this challenge, which meant that she is going to be receiving a punishment. Oh, guys, this was a great premiere episode. I'm loving the cast so far. I think there's some good, decent, interesting characters for us to play with. There's no one that I'm bored by at the moment. I think some of the girls, they're not really my bag. Cam, Mackenzie, and maybe Chelsea, they're just not my kind of people. But I'm a vibe with them. I'm going to see how I feel about them. I think they could be good characters. I don't know. Not characters, but people on the show. You know what I mean. But until then, tune in tomorrow for the next episode of Big Brother US from me. Another recap, another countdown. And also, we are going to be talking about the next 8 housemates that will be joining us for the series. But until then, make sure to keep on ranting, and I'll see you guys later. Bye now.